And up next here, we got a fight that I have a pretty confident read on here with AlatengHeili taking on Kleydson Rodrigues. And Kleydson Rodrigues, he's making the move up to 135. Actually, this is his second fight at 135. He had the Bosher fight where he didn't really show much. He got submitted quickly in the first round. And now he's going to be looking to maybe show a little bit more of himself and what he could do at 135. But he's got a tough opponent in AlatengHeili in front of him, who is going to be hungry coming off a couple losses, even though he's been fighting some pretty high-level competition. And he's going to be having to get a win. His back is against the wall here. He's facing a flyweight, and he's on a 2-fight losing streak. So if he loses this one, he might be getting his walking papers. So you know he's going to be motivated coming into this fight. And you look at how these guys match up. Kleydson Rodrigues, very explosive fighter early. He throws a lot of really nice kicks. He will mix in those flying knees, fast 1-2s, and has power, especially at 125 when he's fighting there. He's a lot bigger guy, and he was able to run through a lot of lower-level opponents with just his athleticism and explosiveness. And he even, destroyed Shannon Ross in the UFC, so he got that victory there. But we've seen, if you pressure him, get on the inside, he doesn't necessarily have the greatest boxing or the greatest boxing defense. And his gas tank was definitely a problem at 125, or 125, yeah. Had trouble making weight, so that could potentially have been part of the problem. Maybe you have a better gas tank on 135. That's still kind of to be determined. But from what we've seen, he slows down, and he has decent offensive wrestling, but I don't see him being able to take down an opponent like Alateng. And if you take him down, put him on his back, he is not good off bottom. So that's another issue for him. And you got AlatengHeili, who I think is a better fighter skill-wise than he shows, just because he doesn't have the greatest fight IQ, in my opinion. Like, his last fight with Chris Gutierrez, right? He just kept it standing for the first 2 rounds, and it was competitive, but he got leg kicked to death and lost those 2 rounds. And then third round, he just took Chris Gutierrez down easily. It's like, if he could have taken him down earlier, that definitely could have been beneficial for him in winning a decision, but just didn't. Too little, too late. And in this fight, I think he needs to pressure, get on the inside, use that durability, which he's notorious for. Land that big left hook, land his right hand. I think he's going to have the better punches on the inside. And mix in the wrestling, man. Go to the wrestling earlier. And I think if he could take down Kleydson, Alateng doesn't necessarily have like a big submission threat or anything like that, but he could break him. He could wear on him and maybe end up knocking him out or just decisioning him. So I think AlatengHeili is the better fighter here. I like the fact that he's the one fighting in his natural weight class. Kleidson's going to be a little bit smaller. I don't think that Rodrigues is going to have the same type of physical advantages he had at 125. I'm not sure if he's going to have the power to knock a guy out like AlatengHeili. And if he can't finish him early, I don't trust his gas tank, especially against a guy that has good cardio, is going to pressure. And I think that if he gets put on his back, that's going to be a problem. So give me Alateng here to pull the slight upset and get this victory.